The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again. It's another Thursday, and we're coming to you live. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning in London at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. They're already having breakfast and ready to go off to meet their day. Hi, everybody. Welcome aboard to another edition of Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I'm going to be with you for a whole full hour. We're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate, but we don't stop there. I'm not stopping there. No, because we're global. We're all around the world. So no matter where you go around the world, we're right there with you. I don't care where it is. As long as you're in a nice place where there's a lot of Wi-Fi and hotspots and all of those things that keep you afloat, keep the show going and keep you listening, we're going to be right there. So what I want you to do is tell your family and friends to get on board. And if they don't know about this show, you know what to do. You get them out there. Now, a lot of you guys have been around with us for a long time, so you already know the score. Yes, we've got a good show for you to plan tonight. We're going to muddle along. And as I said, we're here for a whole full hour. And we want you to stay with us. And if you can't stay with us for the entire hour, then what I want you to do is stick it out for as long as you can. And whatever time you could stay with us, we really would appreciate that. But I hope that the case is that you're able to stay with us for the full hour and enjoy the conversation. And speaking of joining a conversation, that's what we do. We get you roped involved in the show. And you can do that by using your keyboard on your computer, be it laptop or desktop, or your cell phone, or even your tablet, right? Has a keyboard to it. Just use a keyboard. Let your fingers do the walking on there and type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on the big screen. Of course, I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas because that's what the show is all about. Free exchange of ideas and of opinions. Now, I know you guys have a lot of opinions. We all do. And this is the show where you can express it. That's right. And whatever you want to say, you can say it. Now, I threw out the topic. That's how I get the show started. Because now I want to talk to the newcomers. For you people who have been around with us a long time, you already know the score. And by the way, we thank you for being with us all of these years. Now, for the new people, some people say newbies, right? All you newbies out there, maybe here for the very first time. Now, as a host of the show, I get things rolling as I'm doing right now, and I may throw out a conversation piece, some kind of subject that we could talk about or chew on just for a while, but that doesn't mean we have to talk about that subject for the whole time that we're on the air. And you can break in at any time and create your own subject. If there's something in particular that you want to talk about, by all means, type it in and let us know, and we'll talk about it, because if it's important to you, it's important to us. And so that's all you have to do. It's just let your fingers do the walking on that keyboard and talk to us. Now, even if it's just to say hi, even if all you want to say is just hi, that's okay. And even if you want to talk about whatever, even if you just say hi, that's okay too. It's okay. Now, I want you guys to know that those of you who are here for the very first time, now some people do that. Some people are here for the first time and they just want to make sense of the show. So they may not want to enjoy conversation, right? All right. So I don't want you to get nervous about anything, because I see everyone when they come in. I see your names. I see everyone when they come in. And I acknowledge them. But the only time I acknowledge the people that come in, if they say something first. Now, if you don't say anything and you're wondering, well, I hope he doesn't rope me out here like this. I really don't want to say anything. I just want to watch the show. Don't worry about it. The only time I say anything to anyone if they speak first. And this way, I can bring them in. That gives me the right to bring them in. And of course, they give me the permission to acknowledge them as well, and we could talk. But for the rest of you guys, want to sit back, watch the show, don't worry about it. Even though I see you, I won't say anything unless you say anything first. How about that? Now, how's that for fairness? And the reason why we do that because we want to respect everyone's privacy. And maybe down the road somewhere, maybe not this week or next week. Hopefully, you'll be back again and again. Whenever you feel like it, you can chime in, you can jump right in there, and we'll see you, and then we'll talk to you. How about that? I think that's fair enough. Okay. Now, a lot of you may be on the other side of the world where there's daylight. Here, we're at nighttime. All right, we're Thursday here. Some of you guys are Friday, wherever you are, depending on your time zone. All right. Look at your clock. That tells you what time we come on in your area every week. That's what time we come on in your area every week, because everyone's time zone is not the same. Yours is not the same as mine. We're on Eastern, so we're 5 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock here. So it's 5 minutes past the hour to wherever you are right now. But wherever you are, that's what time we come on in your area. So we thank you so much for being aboard with us. A lot of things to talk about. And some of you may be at work, like the people I mentioned in Tokyo, Japan. It's after 9 over there, so they're probably at work and they're sitting at the water cooler and just chilling out, taking it easy. But we want you to stay with us. There's a lot of things to talk about. And those of you who are watching, you guys who are new, I want you to know that we come on 3 different platforms. We are on 3 different platforms. We're live on YouTube, we're on Facebook and Instagram as well. So any one of those platforms where you're watching us, it's okay. And speaking of all of that, those platforms, you could use those by telling your friends we're on the air. Now, what I want you to do, if you will take the time to wherever you're watching us, cut and paste that platform. Oh, you say, what's the platform? Everyone doesn't know the technical talk. What's the platform? The platform is the link to where you are, whatever links you to where you are. You cut and paste that link and send it to your friends. Send it to as many as you like. And we hope that they get a chance to see that. They'll know it's coming from you. All they have to do is click onto it, and it brings them right to where you are. And we could see them. They could see us. We could talk to them. Okay? That's good. And we hope that they come back again and again if they like what they see and if they like what they hear. Right? That's fair enough. So tell your family, friends, relatives, and coworkers, and people who don't know anything about the show. That's why I need you guys out there to support it, right? Whatever I don't do, you help me out. That's the whole idea. Anyway, we got a good show for you today. And in conjunction with interacting with you, which we, of course, always love to do because I love to acknowledge you guys personally, we've got our own little thing that keeps the show rolling inside the format of the show we have. And the first thing that we're going to elaborate on is sports. Now, sports come up this particular half hour of the hour. And in a few minutes from now, you're going to hear from Brian Kemp. Brian Kemp is our sports guy. Brian Kemp brings us the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And we're going to be looking forward to seeing. I know there's a lot of you sports fans out there, and you want to hear what's going on. Well, Brian has all of the sports news. He'll bring that to you, and that's coming up. And by the way, if you have any sports-related questions for Brian when he comes in, get them ready, because all you have to do is ask him. You'll see him. Now, those of you who are watching us on YouTube and Facebook, you'll get the chance to see him on screen. He'll be here on screen, and you can talk to him, interact with him, ask him the questions. Now, for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, it's not the same. We don't have the luxury of putting him on camera. Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram, they didn't set anything like that. I hope maybe in the future that they will, wherever we'll be able to do that. But you'll get a chance to hear everything he's saying when he does the sports. And you could still talk to him and still just type in, ask him the sports questions, because that's the only thing that changes. It's just that you don't see him. But for the rest of you guys, you'll get a chance to see him. And again, you get your questions ready. We'll be looking forward to all of that. Also, later on in the program, I have a laundry list of what happened on this day in history. So here we are. We're at the first day. We're doing our first show in the month of a brand new month, and this month of August. It's August 4th, 2025. And somewhere back in the old days, on this day, something happened historically. And we're going to find out what that is. I have a laundry list of a lot of those things. So that's all coming up later on in the program, too. Also, before the show is over, movies. Now, the weekend is almost here. The week, and you had a short week because you had a long weekend holiday, right? Holiday weekend. Okay. Um, so we have those movies now. Every week, I go into the vault of Turner Classic Movies because I know you like those classic movies. I love those classic movies, right? And I pick up some of the things or some of the movies that I think it's worth watching, and I think that you will like. And I hold them for you. And then when it's time to do the show, as tonight, I bring them to you. And I add it to your bucket list of what to watch as far as movies are concerned. Now, this is a brand new era, brand new day, and people are more resourceful of picking their programs as they ever were before because there's so many things to choose from. All right. But I just want to stick my 2 cents in and give you those movies that I have, the Turner Classic Movies, and that's coming up later on in the program. So that's what's happening. So glad to have all of you guys out there to join us. Stay with us. We got a good show. And of course, if you have anything to say, of course, you could talk to us as Mary Reed does. She's here. Good evening, Mary. Mary Reed coming out of Brooklyn, New York. And it's so nice to see you. And it's also nice to see everyone who comes out. So, Mary, thanks so much for being with us tonight, and stay with us, and for as long as you can, anyway. All right, and that goes for all of you, as long as you can. We really appreciate your input, and of course, you guys make the show. You are the guys that make the show, and we really would appreciate that. And so, again, here we are. It's August. As I said, this is the first show of the brand new month, August 4th. And of course, what happens August 4th? Are we celebrating anything in particular on August 4th? Nothing in particular, not yet. We are celebrating something, but that's not until the middle of the month. We'll tell you about that when it gets there. I don't want to just spill the beans just like that, but we are celebrating something this month. But in the meantime, I want to tell you first of all that I want to bring something to attention, bring your attention to a few things. Prostate Health Month. Okay, so it comes around. It only seems like yesterday we went through this before, but and this is for the men. We're talking to the men right at this point. It's a Prostate Health Month, and if you're over 45 and over, I think that's about the time. I believe that's the age. I think that's the age starting at 45. They change it so much. 44. So let's just be on the safe side. Say 45 and over. Make it a point to see your urologist and make sure everything is good. You take the test and things, and make sure that your PSA levels are down. You guys know what I'm talking about, all right? Because we're trying to prevent all of this, and this is so near and dear to my heart because I'm a prostate cancer survivor, and so I'm on this crusade that I have been for many years, making sure men do the right thing by checking, going to the urologist and checking and make sure everything's okay, and do whatever you have to do to make it stay that way. And if indeed that you're under the umbrella where you're like me, you're a prostate cancer survivor, one of the things you might want to do is start a crusade for yourself and talk to other men and tell them about it. Tell them about your survival. You know, that's something that you should do. All right. So that's what we're doing right there. And now for the women, we're not going to forget the women now. Gynecology, right? Make sure you see your gynecologist. And that's the Cancer Awareness Month for them too. All right. So we celebrate both at the same time. Not celebrate it, but we bring the attention at the same time. And so that's what we got. So go see your gynecologist whenever you're supposed to see her or him, and make sure everything is right in that department. Okay, so we got that. Also, National Blood Cancer Awareness Month. If you want to give blood, you want to watch out. That's another thing that's near and dear to my heart because National Blood Cancer Awareness Month, right? Uh, it brings me back to multiple myeloma, which my mother had before that, which ended her life. It's better now. It's manageable now, but make sure that you stay on top of your blood and make sure everything is good in that department. National Sickle Cell Anemia Month, and there's another thing. Some people are under the umbrella of that. You want to make sure you see a doctor on a regular basis on all of that. We also have National Suicide Prevention Month. Okay, now if you know anyone or a loved one, or maybe even yourself that needs help, I don't have a number this week, but I will have one for you. I'll probably have it by tomorrow when I come on the coffee hour for you. But in the meantime, you could always Google and find out information or how to contact people for suicide prevention. That's one of the things that we all need to do. Okay, can't make this up. Can't make this up at all. It's National Macadamia Nut Day. You like macadamia? They're very good nuts. They look like this. This is what they look like. See, and they're delicious too. Here, do you like some? Hmm? They're delicious. Macadamia nuts. They're very expensive, but they're good. Anyway, it's National Macadamia Nut Day, and if you haven't had yours, get yours. Okay. Thank you so much for being with us here on Coffee Hour. Coffee Hour is tomorrow, but Talk Back Live is tonight. This is holding me back. Brian's going to be with us. Give me a second, Brian. Be right with him. They say I'm not supposed to do this on the air, but it's my show. Anyway, folks, again, welcome to Talk Back Live, and thank you so much for being along with us. Graham Greene, best known for his Oscar-nominated role as Kickingbird in Dances with the Wolves, has died. The actor died in a hospital in Toronto after a long illness on Monday. Greene got his big break when he was cast as Kickingbird in Kevin Costner's 1990 film Dances with Wolves, which earned 12 Oscar nominations, including Best Supporting Actor for Greene. The movie won 7 awards in 1991 Academy Awards, including Best Picture for and Director for Costner, and Greene was 73 years old. So that's it. Let's go over to Brian. I'm still chewing these nuts. Let's go over to Brian. Brian is waiting patiently, and Brian has the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And if you have any sports questions, he'll have them for you. Brian, I love these.
I see that you're having a ball there. I see you having a real ball there.
Delicious. Like some.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I just had dinner and everything.
So how's it going?
Everything's good. Everything's fine. This is a big day and a big night in sports for this from now until Sunday. The NFL season is back. We got a game on tonight. Those Philadelphia Eagles playing against my Dallas Cowboys, as the Eagles are going to hoist up their banner. They're going to have their ring ceremony as they're going to play against America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, and everything. And so we're ready for that. But good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be around the world, around the globe, wherever you may be living at. It is 74 degrees here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So let me get the sports right away. I got some things I got to do, but just want to say again, the football season is here. It is arrived starting tonight. Tomorrow, there'll be a second game in Brazil. The Kansas City Chiefs against the San Diego Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers. I'm sorry. I keep on forgetting that they're not San Diego anymore. And we got the full slate of football games on Sunday, Sunday night, and Monday night football. So we're all set. Football is finally here. In the NBA, the format for the 2026 NBA All-Star game is likely to be a round robin tournament consisting of 3.38 player teams, two US teams, and one world team, which is probably Europeans and Asian all combined in one. The NBA and the Players Union presented the format to the league's competition committee. Sources says governors, team executives, and players discussed the format within the competition committee meeting, and the response was positive. The two USA teams and one world squad would play each other in a 12-minute quarter of games. So we're going to look for another All-Star game with a different format. The NBA, they're trying to bring the fans back, they're trying to get you come back. So this is why it's important that they try to do this. Major League Baseball, pennant races are gearing up and they're heating up too. They're fighting. They had a couple of fights, baseball world. Yeah. With teammates. Teammates are having miscommunications and suspensions are being handed out. So that tells you that the pennant races are getting heated up for teams are jockeying into position for them to get a playoff berth. So it's the dog day of September coming down to the wire. So check your local listings and your teams and see where they're at. This thing in sports, September 4th, 1981, the longest major league game at Fenway Park. This was in 1981. No, 1918. I'm sorry, 1918. It ends in 20 innings with Seattle versus Boston. 1988, Mike Tyson crashes a silver BMW into a tree near Catskills, New York. He was okay, injured, but he was okay. 1991, Major League Statistical Committee votes to drop asterisks next to Roger Maris for his home run, 1961 home run claim, which he broke the record at that time. So they removed that asterisk. Okay. I could say something about that, but I will not because it happened in 61. I'm going to leave it like that. They always want to put an asterisk against these players today, but they won't do it. They removed it for Roger Maris. He was chasing Mickey Mantle's all-time home run record, which he did surpass. The difference was Roger Maris did it in 162 games. And Babe Ruth did it in 159 or 160 games. There's 2 or 3 games less. So, but I'm not going to say anything. 1993, one-handed pitcher Jim Abbott no hits the Cleveland Indians 4-0 at Yankee Stadium. Jim Abbott is a handicapped lefty with no arm. So he has no right arm. He just have a lefty. So he just pitches and catches with the same arm. 1995 Chicago White Sox Robin Ventura hits a grand slam home runs in consecutive innings, the 4th and 5th innings. 2018, Colin Kaepernick is the new face of Nike's 30th anniversary advertising campaign. And birthdays today. Happy birthday born in 1968 to Mike Piazza, Major League Baseball Hall of Fame catcher, 12-time Major League All-Star, born in Norristown, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on an exciting night as the NFL is back.
And they're glad to be back.
And they're glad to be back. Yes, how Cosell's saying.
Now listen, when the Dallas Cowboys play the Eagles, because you are a Dallas Cowboy. Your wife is an Eagle, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
Okay, so
It didn't
how,
go well in the Super Bowl. I didn't talk to her for a week. We just passed by. Hey, how you doing? Have a good day. Be safe. I take that seriously, but she tried to rub it in my face. So
that must be tough
very
being
tough.
being on the opposition. You agree, you might agree on a lot of things, but sports is not one of them. My Yankees are playing Houston. Houston is a hell of a team.
Hmm.
Um, they won the first game. They lost last night, which they should have won. They can't afford to lose any more games. And right now, the score is 1-0 Yankees at the top of the third inning.
The game is still early.
It's still early.
They need
So
more than one run to score to win this game, though, the Yankees.
I'll tell you one thing I was proud about them last night. They almost won the game. They were ahead. They were first in the league in the beginning. And then let's see, then Houston came back and took the lead away from them. And they wound up before the game was over. They wound up, I think it was 8-4. And then a grand slam was hit by the Yankees. I said, I hope the Yankees don't have to go out like that. But I was proud of them because they didn't kill them. They only beat them by 1 run. So
Yes,
I
sir.
was kind of proud of that. The Yankees they have their moments,
Mhm. For
but
sure.
we'll see how the race goes and see what goes on because I'm not sure.
Yep.
Um, before you go, before you go, I want to take you to memory lane, if I will. Okay.
Okay.
In my hand, I hold this bag, this small little bag. All right. Do you want to take a guess what's in it?
Is it a brown paper bag?
Yeah.
Oh, s- cookies with strawberry filling.
I knew you would get it. I knew you.
Days of Holy Trinity Baptist Church.
I knew
And I
you
used
would
to
get
hold
it.
it. And I used to hold it like this.
Yeah. You see, here it is. I don't know if you can see the filling too much. You can't see the filling too much. It's packed in there.
Oh
I
boy.
hate to do this to you, Brian, but
I just might go get some tomorrow
there
and make it my own National Strawberry Cookie Day.
you go. There you go. They're delicious. They're delicious. Macadamia nuts and strawberry filled cookies. What can you say? Anyway, um,
Yes.
how's it going? What's happening for tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'll call you. Look like it's a go, but I'll
Mhm.
call you though. I'll call you. It might be a little things I might have to switch around, but I'll call you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Um, can you see it? Did you see Mary out there? Can you
No, I
see?
didn't. I'm on one. What you call it?
Oh,
You know,
well, she's out there anyway. So,
okay. Hi, Mary.
all
How
right.
you doing? Hope all is well.
Okay. All right,
Yes.
Brian, we'll catch you tomorrow. Hopefully, I have confidence of that you'll be here tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow then.
All right. Everybody enjoy and be safe. Okay.
All right, take care of yourself. Bye bye. That's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And he's here each week at this time. Those of you guys who are new to the show, yes, we do have sports for you. We do that each week. And so there you got it. And tomorrow's the coffee hour. And hopefully, and I have confidence that he'll be out there. He says it looks like it's a go. And if it's not, we'll take care of it. But he'll be here tomorrow, hopefully, with more of the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update and macadamia nuts and strawberry cream filled cookies. Someone said, did you eat before you went on the air? I'm eating nuts and cookies. What a combination. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being with us. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live. I have some more left. Would you like macadamia nuts? How about it? Okay, yeah, it's Talk Back Live. We're talking to you. And if you'd like to talk to us, we would love to talk to you. uh, just use your finger on your keyboard like Mary does, and I will see you. I will see you. One of the things I want you to do too, and I think this is very important, is that if you're watching us on YouTube, what I want you to do, if you haven't done it thus far, subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, do that right now. All right. Uh, this way, you'll get a chance to know whenever we come on the air live, you'll get a notification that'll pop up on your computer screen if you happen to be on the computer at the time. And if you happen to forget about the show, that will remind you. It's an instant reminder. And all you have to do is just click onto that and it brings you right to the YouTube channel. So that's what we want to do. Not only does it, it also gives you the opportunity to know that, or us the opportunity to know like who's out there, who's following us. And we sure like to keep a track record. We keep a track record of all of it, see who's out there doing whatever, but we would all like you to join us and be with us each week. Um, and so please, just tell your family and friends about it. Is that the cookie you used to? Oh, let me see. Maybe I blocked right. Eat one was shortly. No, these are the cookies, Mary. These are the cookies that we used to eat when we were kids. And I remember they used to remember Mary in the old days when they used to sell cookies and you used to go into the candy store and there used to be cookies in that jar and you could grab as many as you want. It's sometimes the bigger cookies were like maybe about 5 cents and the smaller cookies maybe were about 2 cents or so. And we used to grab I remember Brian used to grab a lot of them, put them in a small paper bag and eat them. But I found some of they come in, they don't sell them that way anymore. So you have to buy them in a pack, and sometimes they're hard to find. But I found some and there you go. Okay. So we're back with you. And one of the things we talked about earlier about I didn't talk about it early, but I should talk about it now. I think it's very important that you should know. Now, this is the time to talk about it. That you should go and get your vaccination. Now, the flu season is here. Flu season is coming up, and you want to beat the action before things go wrong. All right, they're available now. Flu shots are available now. You go to your local pharmacist, and I don't know how they do it in your area. You can make the appointment. I remember last year you had to strictly make the appointment, but now they tell us here in New York, where we are, that you can either make the appointment or just walk in, which is good. Either one, you make the appointment or walk in. Hopefully, it's the same way in your area. Even if you don't get a chance to walk in, you make the appointment. That's good. But when you make the appointment, keep the appointment. Yes, it's the flu shot. It's the flu season, and people are out there, getting their shots. I didn't get mine yet, but this week, tail end of next week or the week after or beginning of next week, I will be getting mine because this is usually around the time that I get my shot anyway. So do that. Now, as far as COVID is concerned, nothing is yet materialized just yet. There is a delay on that, and we already know that. If you're watching the news, you already know that. RFK Jr. Was grilled today about these shots because he took the money from that kept research from happening for these vaccines, and he got grilled real bad, and they're calling for his firing. So right now, COVID-19 vaccines, the upgrade version that's supposed to be coming along, it's not out yet. And we're keeping our fingers crossed because people are needed. And listen, let's face it, the pandemic is not here, but COVID is still here, and it's always going to be here. And what we don't want is an outbreak. Because remember the time we had an outbreak, we had that pandemic. All of us went crazy. We had nothing to do but stay in our homes, stay away from our family and friends, couldn't go out, couldn't do anything. We don't want that happening again. And and this is why I detest RFK, what he's doing. But he was grilled today. They're calling for his firing, and they should. They should fire him because even people, elderly people, and the people who actually need these shots should take it. Little children are dying because they don't get their shots. They need their shots. They back to school. Today in New York City was the first day that the kids returned to school here in New York. I mean, in other places they already returned, but today was the very first day. And so the children need shots. They need to do that. And so say a little prayer because I don't know, these politicians today, they don't seem to give a damn about anything, except for the lining of their own damn pockets, you know. And Kennedy, uh, I don't know. I wonder what his father would say if he were here today, RFK Sr. I wonder what he would say today. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong raising my boy like this? Anyway, I think I think we're going to leave that one alone, but we'll talk more about that at another time. But right now, I think it's time to go back in time because on this day in history, in 1936, RKO Radio Pictures releases Swing Time, starring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. On this day in history, in 1951, the U.S. President Harry Truman addresses opening of Japanese Peace Treaty Conference. On this day in history, in 1953, WATR, which is now WTXX TV, Channel 20 in Waterbury, Connecticut, it's NBC station. They start their broadcasting for the very first time. On this day in history, in 1953, WGEM, the same year, GEM TV, Channel 10, and Quincy, Hannibal, Illinois, NBC station begins broadcasting. On this day in history, 1961, the Carol Burnett and Richard Hayes show premieres on CBS Radio. On this day in history, 1962, the Beatles record How Do You Do It? And they record it at the EMI studios in London. On this day in history, in 1965, the Beatles single Help goes to number one and stays number one for 3 weeks. Back in 1967, Jerry Lewis did his second muscular dystrophy telethon. Back in 1972, The Price is Right, U.S. longest running game show debuts on CBS. Back in 1981, newscaster David Brinkley was released by NBC. In 1995, the TV series Xena the Warrior Princess, starring Lucy Lawless and Renee O'Connor, debuted in the U.S. In 2002, Kelly Clarkson is crowned the winner of the first series of the American Idol TV and the singing competition series. ABC Radio broadcaster Paul Harvey, good day. He was born on this day in 1918 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He died February 28th, 2009. He was 90 years old. On this day in history in 1928, actor Dick York, who played Darren on Bewitched, was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana. He died in 1992. In 1931, actress, singer, and dancer Mitzi Gaynor was born in Chicago, Illinois. She died in 2024. On this day in history in 1940, soul singer Sonny Charles, he had a group called the Checkmates, did that song called Black Pearl. He was born in Blytheville, Arkansas. He's 85 years old today. In 1953, actor Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, who played Freddie Boom Boom. Freddie, what is? They did call him Boom Boom, but he played Freddie on Welcome Back, Kotter. And he was born in New York City. He's 72 years old today. Happy birthday, Larry. Beyonce was born on this day in 1981 in Houston, Texas. She's 44 today. In 1930, Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall weds Vivian Bury, and they got married in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In 1998, Sex and the City actress Kim Carter. Carter was weds her audio design husband, Mark Levinson. They got divorced in 2002. In 2011, fashion model and designer Lauren Bush weds businessman David Lauren, the son of fashion designer Ralph Lauren in Colorado. So that means Lauren Bush would have been Lauren, right? If she got married to Ralph Lauren's son, she's Lauren. Actress, the iconic actress Irene Dunn died on this day in 1990 at 91 years old, and she died from a heart failure. She was born December 20th in 1898 in Louisville, Kentucky. In 1991, 1991, country singer Dottie West dies from internal injuries sustained by a car crash at the age of 58 years old. Comedian Joan Rivers dies on this day at the age of 81. She died in 2014 on this day, cardiac arrest after serious complications from a procedure on her vocal cords. She was born June 8th, 1933 in Brooklyn, New York. In 2018, actor, comedian Bill Daly of I Dream of Jeannie dies at the age of 91. In 2020, jazz musician Gary Peacock, who played with the Keith Jarrett Trio, dies at 85. In 2021, weather forecaster Willard Scott on the Today Show died at the age of 87. In 2023, singer Gary Wright, who recorded Spooky Truth and Dreamweaver, dies of complications from Parkinson's disease at the age of 80 years old. And so that's what's happening on this day in history. And we hope that you help us out. If you know that's anything that's happening on this day in history in the past that we didn't mention, of course, we would love to hear from you. We would love for you to let us know about it so we could all acknowledge it all together. All right, on this day in history. If you're just watching us, of course, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And of course, we're all with you until the top of the hour. Mary says, have an awesome night. No, she said that to Brian. Okay. Here's the other thing that Mary said. She said, I thought that was it. The cookies cost a penny each. Were they a penny? Oh, I thought they were like 2 cents. Okay, I wasn't far from, but you're right. You're probably right. And they used to sell all those cookies. And I remember when they used to sell the bigger cookies, the real bigger cookies, for about 5 cents. So the smaller cookies were, okay, a penny each. And you would stuff them in a little paper bag. Yeah. You got memories. Great memories. Speaking of, try another one. Want one, Mary? Huh? Delicious. Anyway, thank you for being along with us. By the way, those of you who want to get in touch with me, because I always ask you guys, of course, if you would like to say something, anything you want to say, you could say it right here. But if you prefer not to, but you want to get in touch with me, I have an email address and a telephone number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the email address first. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan, right? Frank Allan Prod. Prod is Prod. That's short for production. Now spell Allan correctly because I don't want to have to repeat it again because, sometimes you spell it the wrong way. And there's different ways of spelling Allan. You already know that, right? But my way is Allan. So this way, the email will come through. So that's frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900 That's 641-715-3900 extension 467134. Now, please, you could keep this information with you, right? Always keep this information with you. And before I even tell you about that, you don't have to have any particular thing to talk about. If you want to talk about anything, if you want to just say hi, if you have a birthday coming up, if you have a bar mitzvah coming up, if you have some kind of community affair that's coming up, you want us to talk about anything, get in contact with us. And of course, we'll put it out there to you. Now, what I was going to say is that you can keep this information. I hope that you do. Let's say you own all of these devices. You have your cell phone, you have your computer, laptop, desktop, tablet, right? Put all of that information in there. The information I just gave you, which I'll give it to you in just a few minutes again. Keep that information with you. So you'll have it at your disposal. So anytime you need it, it'll be right there. Right? Anytime you need it, it'll be right there. Just go right in there and get it. And just in case one device is not available to you, you have the other device and just pop it right up. And you could use it anytime you like. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. And of course, when you email us, of course, that's always open. If you call us, you can leave a message. And since you already take the time, if you already take the time to contact us, if you so much as take the time to contact us, we're going to return that because you've taken that time, and we really would appreciate that. Okay, so keep that information with you anywhere you go. Let me give you that information again. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. This is the email, Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. This is a telephone number, 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Call us anytime you like. Okay? Email us anytime you like. We'd love to hear from you. Really would. Okay, again, it's Talk Back Live. We're talking back live to you. You're talking back live to us. And so far that we hope that you're enjoying the show so far. Well, it's never a dull moment in the news. Of course, you guys had your Labor Day holiday weekend, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was a long Labor Day holiday weekend. I hope you enjoyed it. Which means that long weekend gives you a short work week, right? You have one more day to go. Here it is, Thursday. You have one more day to go, Friday. One more day. And want to tell you about a few things that happened with us here on, as we talked about, that guy. We don't mention any names here, but we'll call him the Taco Man. He's got so many names. We'll call him the Taco Man. Living in the outhouse in Washington, D.C. And you say, well, why did you say the outhouse? I'm considering who's occupying it. You call it for what it is. Anyway, he posted a lot of things over the weekend. His postings were crazy. And I'll tell you something about it. Now, if you notice, all weekend long, you notice that there was postings, whether you went on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, wherever people unload themselves. I checked it out over the weekend because I don't like news. I don't do news on the weekends. And when Tuesday came around, I noticed on my telephone, I checked Facebook, they had postings of, let's say one, for instance, said, and they didn't mention any names when they said that. They said, if he died today or tomorrow, what would your reaction be? Now, I don't have to mention any names. Nobody, you don't have to, you're not stupid. We didn't mention any names. They didn't mention any names. And I read some of the comments on there, and I found them the very disturbing comments. People were saying things like, I can't wait till that day comes. I can only hope. Or things like, I'm not going to, seeing is believing. Or things like, I'll throw a party. Or I'm going to break out the bubbly. Or I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It was kind of disturbing. Believe it or not, as despicable as this man is, I don't want you guys to go there. as a wish. Because I don't know over the weekend whether they were talking about his health to trigger all of this. I don't know because he's not in a good health. He's not in good health mentally. He's definitely not there. And I thought maybe in the news over the weekend they talked about that, and that triggered off all of these comments because there were more each day. There were more. And I read a few of them. I didn't read them all because there were just too many. I just want to read just enough just to get the idea of how people feel. And ladies and gentlemen, people want this man dead from what I read. And I'm gonna come out to you guys, you my audience. I want to come out to you guys. Don't go there. Don't wish that. Don't wish that, please. Don't do that. We know that the man is despicable. He's no good, and especially no good to this country. He's very bad for this country. But don't go there, all right? Because you don't want that on your head. I can't tell you what to think. A lot of people are thinking, and some people are saying some of the things out loud that you may be thinking, but they say it out loud. But don't say it out loud, you know, um, because you don't want that to haunt you. You don't want that to come back to you. And I believe in God, and I believe that He has His finger on the pulse, and He's going to take care of whatever has to be taken care of. Um, but that was some reaction, and I was kind of disturbed by that. And of course, there was a video posting too of this lady. I'm not going to throw out any names here, but it was a video posting, and I kid you not about this. And on it, she said that he's going to die September 3rd, which was yesterday, September 3rd. He's going to die of a heart attack September 3rd at either 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. And I couldn't believe it. And she was saying that my premonitions, you guys who following me, my premonitions are always right. But here we are, thank God. We passed September 3rd. He's still alive. I want this guy to live 100 years. I say the opposite of what everybody else is thinking. I want this guy to live 100 years because I don't want him to be a martyr. I want him to live 100 years. And in that 100 years, I don't necessarily have to say he have a fruitful 100 years. I just want him to, in that next 100 years, that next however long he's got left, for him to be held accountable for everything he's done and everything he said to people, hurt people, ridicule people, ostracize people. I want him to be accountable for that. All right. So that was a disturbing video too. And the other thing that I was pissed off about too, that a lot of you may or may not know, is that he canceled Kamala Harris' Secret Service protection. Did you know that? Over the weekend, he did that. That's despicable. And that's probably one of the reasons why people came out the way they did. Now, that's not going to solve anything. But he came out and it was all in the news. He canceled her Secret Service. So she no longer has Secret Service. I'm pretty sure she's going to have some kind of a protection around her, on her own. But every president or vice president, she was in this case for her, she was a vice president, keeps Secret Service for a lifetime. He has his Secret Service. I don't know how this guy lives with himself. I don't know what raised him, who raised him, but I believe in karma. You know what they say karma is, right? I don't have to repeat the words, but you know what karma is. But please, again, I ask you guys, please don't go there. Don't wish any bad on anyone, no matter how despicable they are. Don't do that. I can't speak for the people who posted all of these things because they already did it already, but you don't want that to be on you. You don't want that to be on your conscience, but he will be dealt with. I have movies for you guys, and today I have 5 of them. All right, 5 movies. Now, the weekend is coming up. And of course, whatever you do on the weekends, you do whatever you do on the weekends. But this weekend is coming up really quick. It's a short week, so back on the weekend circuit pretty soon. Now, some people go out and do whatever they have to do, and of course, you guys are going to savor the moment for the weekend because it's officially summer is officially, well, unofficially over because Labor Day came in. When Labor Day comes in, that's summer unofficially over. All right, and then we're going to be in the biting cold. Some people like that. But anyway, I have these movies for you that I'm going to give to you because during the weekend, if you're not doing anything, but one of the things that you may want to do is catch up on some movies that you haven't seen in a while, those oldies, those great old movies, classic movies, well, I have them for you. And so let me tell you about them right now. Let's go back to 1957 with this one called Island in the Sun. Island in the Sun, starring James Mason, Joan Fontaine, Dorothy Dandridge, and Harry Belafonte. It's a good movie. It's a color movie, Technicolor, Turner Classic Movies, and you can catch it out Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Here's another one. One of my favorite actors, Sidney Poitier, the late Sidney Poitier. This was from 1965 called A Patch of Blue, Sidney Poitier with Shelley Winters and Elizabeth Hartman. And that's Turner Classic Movies. Check that out Saturday at 2 a.m. Eastern. Now, that's early in the morning. If you're not up there, if you still have your cable box, you can DVR it and watch it at another time at your own convenience, right? Patch of Blue. Some Came Running with Frank Sinatra from 1959. Dean Martin and Shirley MacLaine. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. You like comedies? Well, here's a black and white one from 1956. Now, a lot of you may remember Eve Arden. It was a TV show called Our Miss Brooks. But this was a movie called Our Miss Brooks. Eve Arden from 1956, Gail Gordon and Don Porter. And that's Turner Classic Movies. It's a comedy. Sunday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. I love that movie. You should check it out. And if you want a little horror or semi-horror, 1935, Bride of Frankenstein, Boris Karloff, Colin Clive, and Valerie Hobson. Valerie Hobson, that's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Bride of Frankenstein. She hates me. That's what he says on there. Anyway, those are good movies. I think you'll like them. Now, those are the movies I have for you now. What I want you to do is go to Turner Classic Movies and look through the program guide because there may be other movies that I didn't mention that I think that you may like. And not because I didn't like these movies, I didn't mention them but these were my picks of the week. But you could add those movies to your bucket list as well and watch them later on if you don't watch them in real time. Again, if you have your cable box, record it. Watch them later on. You can do that. All right. And not only that, if you still have your cable, there's a lot of places you can go. You can go to the pay-per-view movies. That's, of course, on demand. And you can see the free movies, too. They add a lot of free movies. And then you have a lot of children's program, documentaries, sporting events. If you miss those, you can check about the following day. They're right out there. And sometimes without commercial interruption. Okay? And a lot of you like streaming apps. There are plenty of those, too. Okay? So please, check it out. And again, those free movies, they're right there. There are a lot of them if you have cable, a lot of them. All right. So let me give you these movies once again. They're great movies. Island in the Sun with James Mason, Joan Fontaine, Dorothy Dandridge, Harry Belafonte. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Then you have A Patch of Blue with Sidney Poitier, Shelley Winters, and Elizabeth Hartman. Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 2 a.m. Eastern. And if you're up that late, you can still watch it. Some Came Running. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Shirley MacLaine. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Our Miss Brooks, a comedy with Eve Arden. Gail Gordon and Don Porter. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. And then you have The Bride of Frankenstein, Boris Karloff, Colin Clive, and Valerie Hobson. Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I hope you get a chance to watch these movies, and I hope you do enjoy it. That's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here, but I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for the coffee hour. Hopefully, Brian Camp will be with me, and he'll be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports, and I hope that you will be here too as well. If not, check me back out here next week at 8 p.m. Eastern for more Talk Back Live. Brian Camp, of course, will be here with sports, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you as well. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night. We'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.